Marcus Spears, what's your reaction to the end of this game, especially after what you just heard there from Dak and McCarthy?
It's a culmination of what happened the whole season.
There you go.
Like that's really what it boils down to. And we had this conversation. I talked to RC and Dan about this. We were on television. I was like, I'm not too worried about the clock management situation. Over time, you would think a coach that's been in this league this long, when it's glaring as bad as it was, would at least get that part of the game fixed. I've been going back and forth with the call. Like, I don't know if I'm mad at the call.
It's not an awful call based on the way the defense
was playing.
But you also have to understand the time part of it.
Exactly. And that is to me, that's on the field. Like, that's something that Dak has to know. I got to get down a little bit early. But let me go to this point, and let me tell everybody, y'all know how I am about the Cowboys. Love the Cowboys, but I'm always keeping it 100 about them.
Yeah, you do.
All right? This team been this way. This offense that they showed was the offense that made us all worried about them being one and done in the playoffs, right? They played against the Eagles, and we talked about it last week. Needed to see some positive things happen. Needed to try to get on the same page. And then you come out. I didn't think San Francisco was going crazy defensively on the back end. That defensive line was taking over the game early and often. But really what happened in this game for the Dallas Cowboys, penalties. We've talked about that all season long.
14
Clock
penalties.
management. We've talked about that all season long. And then a stagnant offense that somebody going to have to tell me that Tony Pollard was hurt. I need somebody from Dallas to call me and let me know that Tony Pollard was hurt. Because when you in a playoff for a one and done, and one of your most dynamic offensive weapons gets 6 touches in a game, go ahead, Mina. I got to save time for my people, man.
How injured Ezekiel Elliott was? Okay. They didn't lose this game because of Mike McCarthy. They lost it because the passing attack was bad and has been inconsistent throughout much of the season. But we know Dak Prescott's going to be the quarterback next year. They got time to figure that out. My issue with the coaching is what you just said, which is that these are problems that have been cropping up all year. Not just all year, within the game. Everyone is so focused on the draw, we're overlooking that earlier in the quarter, one of the stupidest things I've ever seen happen in a football game took place, which is after the fake punt. For some reason,
Look at the sideline. Watch the sideline.
I have yet to hear a coherent explanation for what happens after this. The punt unit staying out. And they're trying to get a timeout, I guess, for some reason. The Niners, who are a very well-coached team, comparatively, are like, no, what are you doing? So you got to get a delay of game. You don't run a play. More clock gets bled off. It's so frustrating because, like you said, these aren't issues cropping up out of nowhere. We've seen clock management, game management issues all year. This is the most penalized team in the NFL. They didn't just lay an egg in terms of penalties and a lack of discipline last night. This has been a problem. So I think at some point you do have to hold the coaches accountable.
Well, I think the biggest thing is the Dallas Cowboys have plans that can't be adjusted. And if you have a plan that can't be adjusted, then it's a bad plan. The Dallas Cowboys understood that they wanted to run that punt team out on the field, right? And then after the punt team, if we got the first down, we're going to keep the punt team on, and then we're going to run the offense on. That works if the defense isn't in punt safe. Right? Because the defense is rushing the punt, now they have to take the punt return team off and run the defense on. They don't have to do that if they're in punt safe. And so that's the reason that the San Francisco 49ers weren't clicking out or weren't tripping, because they were in the defense that they could play.
And you in punt safe most of the time at midfield anyway.
Right, exactly. But you have to understand that if you're the Dallas Cowboys, it's not necessarily that they can't coach or that they don't understand football or that they don't go into games with a plan. It's that when they do get punched in the mouth or when that plan needs to be adjusted, the Dallas Cowboys haven't been good at doing that. The Dallas Cowboys worked on a play that should work if you have 16 to 17 seconds left, but it doesn't work when you have 14. They don't adjust that. They get the football, and now they have an opportunity to snap it. Dak sees 4 seconds or 2 seconds. He should know that he can't clock the football. He has to take a play. They don't adjust and do that. And so I think this has been this team the entire season, and now it shows up in the worst moments.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.